Hey, this is Carrie Ann with Dress Hot Couture House and our Dress Hot TV show. We're starting up our series again, and we have some belly dancers here today to show you some moves and to talk about body positive and self-esteem. And we are so excited to be able to introduce this program to you, and we hope maybe you guys will learn some moves as they teach them as well. And then we look forward to seeing what else we have coming up this summer for more body positive, body image, and self-esteem. And it's great to be back in the studio. Here you go. So I'm here today with the belly dancers of
Belly Dancing Passion Fitness Academy.
And your name is, honey?
Trisha Truax.
Awesome. So you're the owner of the belly dancing class.
Yes.
So where are you guys located?
We're in Wintersville, Ohio.
Okay.
It's very close to Pittsburgh, probably like 40 minutes from Robinson, right on the border of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Ohio. We're right there.
Okay. So how long have you been doing this?
Let's see. 10 years. About 9 years ago, I started getting private lessons. About 9, almost 10 years, yeah, myself.
So did you always have a passion of belly dancing?
Yeah, I just kind of liked it. That was about it. I was a Zumba instructor, and I was already teaching group fitness. And in my classes, I always did a belly dance song. And the song "Hips Don't Lie" was launched. That's what did it for me. That's what did it for me. And that video and that whole, and I was like, what is this? Why don't we do this enough? This is beautiful, and this is just like so empowering. That's what did it for me. And so I would just make up little routines for my classes, and then I started looking into group fitness, certifying people, and just why no one else is doing belly dance for that type of thing. You know, I didn't know if it was too untouchable, if it was a culture, or like what it was. What was it? So I ended up just trying it, and it worked out.
Okay. Well, who did you bring with you today?
So this is my two students. My daughter, Tatiana Truax, and Libby is one of my students. She's been with me for like, what,
6 years now, I think.
Awesome. How do you like it?
I love it. It's really built my confidence over the years.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I always had a thing for like dance, and I've done so many different types. I've done like jazz, ballet, and I've done ballet, and then I used to go to the same school as Tati. So when I found out that she did this, and since we were good friends, I was like, you know, could I come to one of the classes and see if I like it? And then I realized that this is so fun. It helps build confidence, and we're all like so close together.
Oh, awesome. So how old are you, honey?
13.
13, and where do you go to school?
I go to Harding Middle School.
Okay. And then do you absolutely, is this the most favorite thing that you do outside of school?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. And then you are?
My name is Tatiana Truax.
Okay. And how old are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 12, turning 13 next year.
Oh, big teenager. Wow.
I know.
So what brought you, and of course your mom is the teacher, but I'm assuming you've danced all your life?
Yes, my mom is the one that like brought me into this entire thing. I wouldn't have been doing this if she wasn't here. Like she's the entire reason I'm here.
Well, that is awesome. And like she teaches, like how many girls are in your class?
Right now we have 10.
Yeah, around 10.
Plus little babies, like 13.
Yeah, it's like 13.
About 13? So I know that you guys talk a lot about like self-esteem, self-love, building confidence. Can you tell me a little bit about how, you know, dancing has contributed to that?
At other dances, the teacher just like works you, but Miss Trisha would ask about our day and ask like, oh, how's life going with you? And most dance teachers wouldn't do that, so when she would ask us that, we could talk about problems and she would give us solutions, and it helped us feel better, and so we felt more confident to go out into the world and do what we liked.
And what about you, Tatiana?
Well, it's not any ordinary like belly dancing class or dancing class. It's just like my mom gives us crafts and makes everything fun. She even orders us food sometimes.
It's true.
Well, that's always good. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
dancing a lot, you need to get some
Exactly.
nourishment.
And we also make these things called wish jars, where at the beginning of the year, before a recital and competition, we have a little jar and we take a piece of paper and we write one of our goals or to ourselves to the end of the year. And so after the end of the year, we can decorate these jars, and after the year's over, we take these jars and we open the papers up and we see if we've accomplished this goal, which also makes it like build our confidence and like wanting us to get through the year for a competition and recital.
Because it sees how we grow. Because let's say, oh, I want to be slightly nicer to some people, and you do that over the year, then you realize
We've
that,
accomplished that goal.
yeah, so over the years, we'll just add different ones, and every time we look at it, we're like, oh, I did that this year. You grew a bit as a person.
And it's a rewarding that you guys do the wish jar, because that, I mean, sometimes you don't think that you have, you know, you put in a wish or whatever and then you don't think you've accomplished your goal, but then was there any time that you opened up that jar like, wow, I actually did do that and I forgot that I put that in? Can you give me an example, Tatiana?
One time I didn't know how to do this hard move. It's called a hagala. And so I put in how to learn how to do a hagala. And it was super hard for me, but over the year I learned how to do it. And I realized that built up my confidence to like actually achieve that goal, because it's one of my biggest achievements. I mean, the move is really hard itself.
You want to show us?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do it.
Oh yeah.
You know how to do it.
So it's a move of like hips and moving your body, like mostly through the hips.
Yeah.
It's like if you're doing a solo or a dance or anything, that really helps. Like if you're wanting to go somewhere through the dance, but you don't know how to walk or do it, just do a hagala, and it makes the dance like way better.
Well, it looked pretty hard. I don't think my hips and legs go that way. So congrats to you.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Libby?
Yeah. Because when we dance, she teaches us like every few weeks. She'll just throw in a new move. Like, here, you guys can do it. I know you can. And so we learn a new move. I personally can't like do the hagala as well as Tati. I've been trying to learn it. It's a really difficult move, but there are some moves that Miss Shisha likes to say that we're the queen of. Personally, Miss Shisha said I'm the queen of the 3/4 shimmy.
Yes.
Can we see it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
It's basically just doing an L with your hips.
Oh, wow. I don't think my hips do that either.
But they do.
If I would try, that would probably be, I did do belly dancing years ago because I think it was my mom and I did it, and that was, I mean, it was fun. I mean, sometimes when you go in a baboon, you're coming out, you just feel like, wow, it's amazing. And I really like to hear like the overskirts to all the noises. I had ones that had coins on it.
Yeah.
So that was really fun.
Yeah.
So tell me the rewarding part for you, Trisha, teaching these children.
I just didn't know where this was going. All I did this whole time was walk through doors that open, okay? But I'm starting to think that I have an addiction, and my addiction is making people feel amazing. It's literally an addiction. Like I'm starting to think like I need to back off because I keep look, go, do that. That will make you feel so good. And the reason is that I'm addicted to this for her and for her peers and for anyone that wants to give me their child or adult is because when I created it a long time ago, I was doing really, really, really well in Zumba fitness. And then when I walked away from Zumba fitness, no offense to them, but I created my own program, I got really big doing this particular thing myself. So I got to feel how that felt. And people were buying me my own hotel room and hosting me and paying my way. And I'm like, this feels amazing, man. This is awesome. This is my job because I'm a registered nurse. So I was doing that instead. And I'm like, and people were treating me, wanting to take pictures with me and stuff. And I'm just a mom. I'm just like, there are a million people that can dance better than I can. But I have passion and I have love. And I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you. And people know that. And I think they just like who I am. That was the main thing. So when I started feeling, okay, I'm in this hotel room and I'm going to order salmon, man. I'm going to bring it to my room. I'm like, I just felt amazing. I'm like, this is so fun. So I started wanting to just bring people so they can feel this because it was all coming to me in the beginning. So I started doing trainings and, I don't make a lot of money doing this stuff. I mean, I'm hardly breaking even. I'm hardly breaking even. It's not about that. But what it's about, your question is the fulfillment. The fulfillment is up here. And I don't want to cry, but at the end of the day, when it's all over, I'm going to talk to the camera. What the world doesn't understand is it's not about the car you're driving, the money you have, all these things. It's about what you brought, what you taught, what you gave, what you showed, how you made people shine. That's how it is. That's what the world is supposed to be. So when my time is over, people are going to know what I brought and what I did for them. And it's become this on a whim. It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like, I'm going to do an empowerment program. It wasn't like that. I just started feeling empowered myself. And I'm like, good God, people need to feel this. Because I feel like a celebrity. And I'm just a mom who does exercise. And I just got like really big, really fast, So the adults, we're having this little show. And I have adults. My oldest adult is 67. She's dancing in our show. And we're doing a little routine, and they all have outfits, and that is what I'm saying. I'm like, bring your outfit so I can see it. So last week we got together, and they practice, and they're scared. And I'm like, you're fine. And then when I had this one, I lost 2 babies. When I had a girl, I'm like, it's on. So anyways, so she was backward, very shy. You might remember. No confidence. I'm like, what is going on? Because I'm on stage. And so I created this, and with her, I was just like, I'd see her dance at home. I'm like, let's go to a dance class. So we'd go, and she'd remember? Don't show them, but she'd slither. She'd lay on the floor and crawl out the door. She wouldn't even walk. She wouldn't be able to walk out the door. She would slide out the door on her belly. And I'm like, what is wrong? I would bring my son, and he'd go, what's wrong with her? He was like 5, and I go, I don't know. I don't understand, but she's really nervous. And I went home, and I remember saying, oh my gosh, I have to do it myself. I have to do it, and it has to be belly dance. And I don't know who's going to come to me because belly dance has a bad reputation. People think it's sexy, and how can I do this for kids? But I just started saying, you know what? If people know me, they're going to know it's going to be okay. It's not going to be sexy. It's going to be empowering. So anyways, the fulfillment is untouchable. It's untouchable. It's her birthday today, and she's here on a TV show. And if that doesn't make me feel good, I don't know what. That's way better than anything that you can give me. That's amazing. So I can go home and say, yeah, it makes me feel good. And of course, my God, she has the title right now for no pressure. Ready for this title? Belly Dancer of the Universe Kids. She was invited to come to California amongst all the belly dancers. But she won in her division. She was the only one asked to come to California. So she went and did a competition. Of course, she didn't win with all the belly dancers. Another one won, but she has kids Belly Dance of the Universe title. It's insane. It's insane, and what it is passion and love. It's not even moves or musicality. It's just she got out there and was like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I mean, she was never in dance. It was my dance that she knows. You know what I mean? So, anyways, the fulfillment is untouchable. It's untouchable. When I can't walk anymore, I'm limping today. I'm gonna know, man, I opened doors for people. And if you can do that in your life, it's powerful. It's really powerful, you know, because I'm like, hey girls, you got a TV show. And they're like, what? What? And you do that too. You do that because you did it for me. You said, want to put them on TV? So that's what, if you can do that in your life, it's greater than any amount of money, any dollar, anything. Because like I said, there's a time. See, when you give me the mic, I won't shut up. But there's a time where your days are over. And you're going to say, why didn't I do more? Why didn't I do this? Why did I worry so much, you know? So doors kept opening and I just walked through. I'm like, okay, let's go. So bringing people is the fulfillment and how they feel right now, and taking selfies with crowns on, that's it.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, yeah.
I would say one thing, if you could inspire so anybody that's watching, what would be the one thing that advice that you would give them?
Don't care what people think. Because I used to care what people thought of me, and I didn't want people not to like me. But recently I was just like, it's my life. Why should I let anybody dictate how I want to live it? And so I was just thinking to myself, well, if you're going to say this, then I don't have to listen, because it's not your story that is your writing. It's my story that I can write however I want it to be.
And usually I find that the people that do have a problem, they have shortcomings in their own self.
Yeah.
So therefore they see something shining in you.
They want
that
to
don't
dull
have.
it down.
You know, she doesn't even realize what she just said. Not to take the show again. I tend to do that. But our song that we play about writing your life story.
Yeah.
We have a song. We've been playing this stupid song.
Every time we
It's so
try to stretch,
annoying.
it's always there.
It's from the Barbie movie, not the new Barbie movie, the actual Barbies. It's like a kiddie movie. And it talks about the book and writing your own life story. And she just said that. And it was not planned.
It was the first thing that came to mind.
Isn't that
Because
funny?
whenever we're stretching, that song will be in there, and we're just like,
Same song.
We know this. We know this so
Yeah.
well.
Rainbow. I can't even remember. By Sia. It's by Sia. S-I-A. But anyways, yeah.
So what about you, Tatiana?
Just try. If you don't think you're gonna like it, try. If you think you're gonna like it, then definitely try. Even if it's not belly dancing, just try. And like she said, don't care what other people think. If someone says, hey, you shouldn't try this, this is stupid, don't care. If you think you'll like it, then try it.
Yeah.
Life is short, and
That's right.
it's unpredictable, and you never know what might happen. So you figure out you might like something. Even if you realize you don't actually like it, at least try it, because if you do like it, new skill acquired. And it's good to have a ton of skills, because there's so many like different situations that you can use those skills in to help someone or yourself.
And if you don't like it, then you're glad that you tried it anyway.
Because then
It's just an accomplishment, like with the wish jars, our goals and everything.
And I think that's a great thing that everybody can at home try the wish jars.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. That's not something that just at
Yeah.
dance. It's to be anywhere, whether it's school, at home.
This year we
Dance,
had them on
anywhere.
our Christmas tree. They were
Yeah.
ornaments, little tiny jars. They were smaller version. They were actual jars. So they decorated our tree. But it's a fun concept for sure.
Yeah.
Cool deal. And then what about you?
When I've created this, I remember saying to myself, and maybe that's why they're saying this. Maybe I teach them this and I don't even realize. I remember thinking, I am so sure that I can do this. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I would think that. Because I would think, I would get paranoid. I would think, oh, you're getting older. How do you think? How do you think you know so much about belly dance? And I remember saying, I'm gonna leave Zumba Fitness again. I love Zumba Fitness. I left Zumba Fitness because they were telling me where I had to go, and I had 4 kids now. They wanted me to. I was an international presenter. You're gonna have to go here this month here, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna try something, and I'm gonna go. And when I left, I created this, and I remember thinking, look, if it works out, it's gonna be awesome. But if it doesn't, at least I tried.
That's a good thing.
Answers.
So when is your upcoming show?
So you want to talk? 23rd?
June 23rd, yes.
Okay.
Pretty soon.
That's like your end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, after that we're
typically-
off for summer break.
Typically, I kind of like piggy tail onto some dance studio and then go in their show. And I ask for permission if we can be in their show, just so these girls can shine. So this is a big deal because it's our very first show all by myself. And so I like rented a little theater, and it's just us. And that was a big deal because there's enough of us now, and enough support, enough love, enough parents that I can have a show with just us. So it's a pretty big deal. It's not going to be big or elaborate, or I don't have lighting or anything yet, but I mean it's pretty cool because they're going to know everyone in that audience came to see them.
And I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
So we're going to show you, we're going to show them a little bit of your guys' demonstration after the interview, and I do appreciate you guys coming out. I would like to have you guys back if you wanted to. And then, is there anything else, or would you like to show a couple here previews before we get to the actual dance?
Oh, look at me.
Why don't we have the 3 of you come up here?
No, you get up. You get
Go
up.
ahead and like
So I'll tell you
show them how to do like
because
some
I have
basic
a heel
moves.
problem.
Okay.
Okay, so
What is the first move we ever learned how to do?
Bumps.
get in your basic body position.
So our basic body position is basically you tuck
Uh-huh.
this in and bend your knees. Don't bend them all the way so it looks kind of odd, but bend them enough to where it looks like you're.
You gotta be at least a tiny bit shorter
And
than
the arms
you
are a
originally
little bit hard, but they're basically straight out and a tiny bit bent. So this would be the arms, like this, and then by doing bumps, you would just bend one and hit it with your hip, and just keep
So you
doing
just
this.
pop your hip out. So
Yeah. Those
So
are
those are
bumps,
bumps.
basically.
yeah.
Remember slides?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
yes.
you would be shoulder length apart, and then you just slide your hips back and forth.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's super, super easy.
Right. Okay. What about, let's see, Tati, you want to show undulations?
Undulations. Okay, so these are a little bit more complicated because they move your chest as well. So your chest has to flow with the body. So it's going like up and then down to your pelvis. So it goes like.
Yes.
And in the preview, me and Libby actually do that together in our competition.
I feel like every year we always somehow do that move together.
What about the 3/4 shimmy?
So basically, you get in your starting position, and all you're gonna do is hike one of the hips up, and you want your foot so it's like off the heels off the ground. You're just gonna hike it up, then back down, and then you're just gonna add a bump to that. And so you're basically just making a L with your hip, and you just
Yeah.
Remember the
Sometimes we
L's?
call it up, down, over.
Yes.
but it's called the 3/4 shimmy. It's one of the simpler moves out of the years, but it looks very nice if you just need to add like a quick thing in there.
Yeah, and if you do it fast, it can also look pretty nice. So like,
Yeah. Or you
it
can
also
do it
looks
slow.
kind of complicated, which is good because it
Because it's honestly,
it's actually really easy. Like if
you just have to
concentrate
Yeah.
on what the move is. So it's like up,
down, over,
Yeah.
up, down, over.
Yeah.
And then where do hands always stay?
Always up here.
Up
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. And the T, what about the hagala? How do you do that?
So the Hagala is, like I said, it's a difficult move, but you basically move your hip down and then not bump, but kind of like
Twist.
twist it, and then hit, twist. So basically, when you go up and down, don't move your foot all the way up, or else it's not gonna look good. But move it up a little bit and then twist.
So when you step like
And
this,
kind of
like have your
don't-
belly that way.
Yeah, and when you do it, some people like to do it like that, but it looks a little bit odd. So what you do is have a little pause like right there, and then I'll put it together when you're doing the hip drop. Hip drop, hip drop. Yeah, that's a higgle.
Let's see. Okay, 2 more. Libby, do the hip drop.
Oh, so you want to be kind of in the stance as an undulation, which is just hiked the one hip up, foot in front, and then have your arms like this, and you're basically just moving. You're just doing the beginning part of 3/4 shimmy, which is just up. All you're doing is just up and down. That's all you're doing. It's
There's
just up and down.
also another move where you can go down,
Down,
kick.
So it's 3 down, and
2
then
down.
you just no, it's 3.
It doesn't matter.
Oh
It
yeah,
don't
it's
matter.
three. It's three. But yeah,
You just do 3 down, and then you just kick your foot.
1, 2, 3, up.
up,
1,
which
2.
is just like kind of like flamingo it,
Yeah,
and
But-
then there's
and 1, 2, 3,
3,
back,
back.
which is like moving your
You just-
body towards
yeah, you just, like,
the
step.
audience or whatever.
you just step.
Yeah, just step back, and then after that, there's like a little swoosh.
So back
Good.
and then
Yeah.
kick.
Yeah.
End with shimmy. So shimmy twist.
Okay.
Shimmy twist,
So-
which is
It's just moving your hips
Hips.
back and forth while your legs just stay in the same
Yeah.
place. So it's just, and when you do it fast, if you have a skirt on, it can like make noise, and that's what really belly dancing is. It's just making noise, like
and mine you
complimenting
can't hear noise, but you can
body.
see that like if you have
like
a
some
s-
have coins, some have this. It's just,
like mine doesn't make noise, but it has like all these danglies, so when I
it just
move, they
complements belly
fling.
dance. And then there's steady shimmy, where this one I'm not that good at it, but
It's a harder. It's a tiny bit harder.
You have to go really fast, but like
You're
doing
just
this.
moving your knees, like when you just move them back and forth.
If
really
you do
fast.
it good enough, you can hear the skirt a
That
little
looked
bit.
great.
And we actually did do this in
Yeah.
the dance. Yeah.
Okay. I think the end just hip circles.
Oh.
Hip circles. Oh, okay. So hip circles actually, how we learned to do it is we took hula hoops, and this is how I learned how to hula
It's-
hoop. I literally just all
It's
you have
just
to
the
do
hula hoop
is
motion.
this way,
In,
that
over,
way,
out.
down. Boom, 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 boom. Now smooth it out.
So
And
you're
that's
basically just doing the hula hoop motion with your
Yeah,
hips.
and so when you do it faster, you can do a hula hoop basically.
Yeah.
If you practice a lot. I mean, me and Libby have been in there for like over 5 years.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you practice that enough, I mean, you could learn how to hula hoop too. That's another thing with a hip circle.
Do your back bend.
Okay.
Okay, so
Different than a back,
back bends are actually a signature move that we do
It
a lot
is.
in our
It's-
dances.
Mostly you.
Most the people in our dance class, the people
We
that
all
do it
somehow
are
do
usually
some other
some people
form of
that do
dance.
gymnastics
Hey, I
or
do
like are
gymnastics and
flexible.
I do
flexible.
it.
Well, you're flexible.
I am.
Yes. But basically, all you're doing
Just-
is arching your back, but you can bend your knees a little bit if it's
Yeah.
easier.
But not too much so your heels come off, because that will
Make you
end up in injury by falling.
Yeah, but to make it easier, you can also hold your
Hold like the back of
your
your
leg.
knee, like right above the knee, so like the end of your hip.
But if you want a more complex one, then you can like do something with your arms or something while you do it. But yeah, that's
Hey, this is Carrie Ann again, and I hope you enjoyed our little session today. And certainly try to do the belly dance moves at home. And if you want to take any classes, please reach out to Trisha. Her information will be at the end of the show. And then lastly, make sure you do remember self-love, self-care, and thank you so much for watching. And we will be back with some more shows this summer and look forward to what we have coming up in the fall. Again, this is Carrie Ann, out.